Good morning, freedom-loving people. We are live in the social platforms of the Free State Legislature. Today we are having what we call a pre-hearing of the bill that is on Public Service Commission Bill, B30B 2023. We just want to outline the constitutional mandate of the Free State Legislature and other legislatures. In terms of Section 114 of the Constitution, the Free State Legislature has got three mandates. One is to play oversight or hold the executive accountable. Secondly is to make laws. Thirdly is to make sure that in its activities it involves members of the public. Hence we are having this pre-hearing. It is the first pre-hearing of its nature because we normally have physical pre-hearings. So we have decided that we need to improvise and ensure that those that are unable to physically go to your physical pre-hearings are able to access what the legislature has to offer in terms of this particular bill, to also receive comments and contributions and submissions from members of the public through this particular platform. This Public Service Commission Bill pre-hearing, it is in terms of Section 76 of the Constitution that any law that is made that affects the provinces be undertaking public hearings where public representatives are going to be present to ensure that they receive the submissions from members of the public. The first public hearing that is going to take place, it is going to take place on the 30th of October at 10 o'clock at Hillbron Town Hall in Fezile Dabi. The second one will be on the 31st of October at 10 o'clock, Masilo Community Hall in Tienezen, Lejwe-Leputswa District. The third one will be on the 6th of November 2025 at 10 o'clock in Municipal Auditorium, Tromsburg, Garib District. The fourth one will be on the 7th of November at 10 o'clock, Matwabeng Sports Center, Senegal, Thabo Mofutsanyana District. The last one will be on the 14th of November 2025 at 10 o'clock, Simpson Sifuthi Community Hall in Botshabelo, Mangaung Metro. So the presentation on this particular bill is going to be led by the Manager Public Participation, Ntate Sikisi. So we are going to hand over to him to make this particular presentation. Any member of the public who wishes to make a comment, the platforms of the legislature are easily accessible. You can make a comment there. Your comments will be considered. All the comments that are going to be made will be consolidated and submitted to the relevant committees for consideration. I must also hasten to indicate that the institution that is the Free State Legislature is led by the Speaker, Honorable Dukwana. The chairperson of the Committee of Cooperative
indicated my responsibility is to unpack the Public Service Commission Bill, which, as you indicated, the legislature is actually embarking on lawmaking process. And you alluded to the program, chairperson. In terms of five parts, except title and the preamble, we have part A, which deal with definition and application of act. We then have part B, which precisely deal with Public Service Commission. And then we have part C. It covers Secretariat of Commission. And then part D is about finances and accountability, while part E deal with general matters. So the title of the bill is very specific. The bill intends to regulate public commission in accordance with the provision of Section 196 of the Constitution. Secondly, it intends to regulate the procedure for the appointment of commissioners of the Public Service Commission. Thirdly, it intends to provide for the establishment of the Secretariat of the Commission to support the work of the Commission. And fourthly, it intends to repeal the Public Service Commission Act of 1997. And lastly, the intention of the bill is to provide for matters connected therewith. This is the title of the bill. So, Part A of the bill, like I said, it deals with definition and application of the Act. And in terms of Part A, Clause 1, definitions, it seeks to clarify and provide clarity in relation to local government as defined in Section 151 of the Constitution. And secondly, it intends to define public entity in accordance with Public Finance Management Act, and also define public service in accordance with Public Service Act 103 of 1994, and also clarify the Secretariat of the Commission in accordance with the bill, which is the Public Service Commission Bill of 2023. And then Clause 2 deal with the application of the Act, and it provides clearly that the application of the Act is applicable to the administration of public service, So in terms of Part B, the Public Service Commission, Clause 3 under Part B, which deal with Public Service Commission, deals specifically with the constitution of the commission, how the commission is supposed to be constituted. And as we know, the commission consists of 14 commissioners. This is in accordance with the Constitution and also in accordance with this Act. So out of these 14 commissioners, 5 commissioners are appointed by the President through the recommendation of National Assembly. And then these 9 commissioners are appointed from the respective provinces through the recommendation of provincial legislature and the Premier. So all in all, there are 14 commissioners that are appointed by the President. Then Clause 4 deals with the qualification of commissioners. The criteria in terms of the person who qualified to be appointed as a commissioner. It is very specific to say the person who has a degree that is recognized by South African Qualification Authority at the NQ level 8 are eligible to be appointed as a commissioner. And the qualifications should relate to one of the following fields: either public administration, business administration, human resource management, human behavioral science, finance, social science, science, law, or any other related field. It is also complemented with 8 years managerial experience, 8 to 10 years managerial experience. So this is the criteria that is provided for a person to be appointed as a commissioner. And then Clause 5 deals with the disqualification from appointment as a commissioner. In other words, it provides that the person will not be appointed or considered as fit and proper to be appointed as a commissioner if that person is not a South African citizen, if that person is unrehabilitated, insolvent, or has been declared of unsound mind by the court of law in the Republic of South Africa, or that person have actually been removed from a trust because of an improper conduct, or the person have shown lack of integrity, reliability, or honesty, or the person has been convicted for fraud, theft, forgery, or the person have been convicted for a period of 12 months. So these are the reasons that can prevent a person from being appointed as a commissioner. Then in terms of clause 8 deals with no, I'm sorry, Chair. Clause 6. Clause 6 deals with limitation on performing other work by commissioners. It also deals with the renewal of the term office of commissioners and the vacation of office by commissioners. So in terms of the bill, the person cannot perform a remunerative work without the consent or the approval from the president. At the very same time, the person cannot be a member of a political party or take active role in the political organization. So in terms the renewal of the term of office of commissioners, the person is permitted to renew the contract, or the renewal of the contract permitted for the second term of the commissioner. So in other words, the person cannot be permitted for renewal of a contract for a third term. So for a person to be permitted to renew a contract, the principle of fit and proper has to be considered. In other words, if the person wants his contract to be renewed for the second term, the commissioner, one of the commissioners, can make such report to the president 100 days before the expiration of the term of the office of that particular commissioner. And the president will then renew the contract of that particular commissioner. And then, Chair, clause 7. Clause 7 deals with the chairperson and deputy chairperson of the commission of the commission. The president, in terms of the bill, has the prerogative to appoint the chairperson and the deputy chairperson of the commission. So in case where the chairperson and the deputy chairperson are absent, the president has the right to designate amongst the commissioner any person to act as the chairperson, but for not a period exceeding 30 days. And then clause 12 deals with the access to reports of commission. In terms of clause 12, the reports of the commission will only be made available to affected parties, only if the investigation report is completed by the commission. And that will be in line with section 34, subsection 2 of the Promotion of Access to Information Act of 2000. And then clause 13 deals with the implementation of decisions of the commission. And in terms of this clause, in a situation where the commission has investigated the matter and make a decision to either the person or the executive body, that decision is binding for implementation. And in a situation where that individual or the executive authority is not or has the reasonable ground to challenge that decision, that person or the executive authority has the right to take the matter for review in a court of law. So clause 14 deals with independence and impartiality of the commission. It provides that the commission is entitled to execute its responsibility impartially and independently, and provide that in case where the commissioner is dealing with the matter that he or she has an interest, she has to excuse him or herself so as to avoid being biased on the matter. Then clause 15 deals with the obstruction of commission. It provides for the penalties for any person who obstruct or hinder the work of the Public Service Commission. And it indicates very clearly that the commission has the right to open a criminal case to the police against the person who hinder or obstruct its operation. And the person can be liable for a fine of 50,000 or for a 12 months imprisonment. And then part C deal with the secretariat of the commission. And under clause 16 deal with the establishment of Public Service Commission Secretariat, and it provides that the Public Service Commission Secretariat will be responsible for administrative and technical support to the Public Service Commission. And it is very clear to say that the Secretariat of the Commission will be headed by the Chief Executive Officer, and the employees will migrate in terms of executing the functions of the Secretariat without changing the conditions of service of individual employees. So clause 17 deal with the delegation of commission's power or functions. In other words, it deals with the delegation amongst the delegations of power amongst the commissioners. And at the very same time, it permits the chairperson to delegate powers to the to Chief Executive Officer. And then Part D, Chair, deal with finances and accountability of Public Service Commission. And it provides, in simple terms, that the records and the accounts of Public Service Commission must be audited by Auditor General. As I'm about to conclude, Chair, Part E deal with general matters. And clause 19 deal with legal proceedings by or against the commission. In other words, clause 19 empower Public Service Commission as a juristic person with the right to sue or to be sued in a court of law in the Republic of South Africa. And then clause 20 deals with the rules that the commission has. It provides that the commission has the power to make rules relating to grievances, complaints, rules in relation to the issuance of summons, and the management of government gazette. And then clause 21 deals with the repeal and amendment of laws, while section 22 deals with transitional provision, and 23, which is the last one, deals with the short title and commencement. I think, Chair, that brings me to the end of the presentation. I think we have covered all the pertinent issues that relate to the bill. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That was the presentation of the bill. Ndate Sikisi, thank you very much for that very clear presentation that we've made on the bill, Public Service Commission Bill B30B. We have indicated earlier on that this process is informed by Section 114 of the Constitution, that members of the public need to be engaged before any law can be passed within the legislature. So we're undertaking this process in terms of Section 76, because this bill is Section 76 bill. Hence, provinces need to submit their inputs on behalf of the people of the province. So the Speaker, Honorable Dukwan, is inviting members of the public, supported by Honorable Klute, that members of the public must make submissions before the 30th of November 2025. Written submissions can be made using the email that is going to be directed to Mr. Sinokwane. The email is diphokos@fsl.gov.za. I'm going to repeat the email for written submissions that can be directed to the legislature for consideration by the Portfolio Committee on Cooperative Governance and Office of the Premier. The email, all of them are small letters. The email is diphokos@fsl.gov.za, diphokos@fsl.gov.za. It is diphokos@fsl.gov.za. You can make your submission, written submission, to that email. Over and above that, you can approach the website of the Free State Legislature. That is your www.fsl.gov.za. You go to the bills and make your inputs. There's a form that is provided for there. You can make your inputs on this particular bill through the website as well, or through the written submissions. I am going to just repeat what we have just indicated, the program of the public hearings, so that at least those that might want to physically go to these public hearings to make verbal inputs or to attend physically, they can go to these public hearings. The first public hearing will be on the 30th of October 2025. It will start at 10 o'clock in Hillbron at Hillbron Town Hall in the region of Fezile-Dabi district. The second one will be on the 31st of October 2025. It will also start at 10 o'clock, Masilo Community Hall, Tienezen, in Nijweli-Putswa district. The third one will be on the 6th of November 2025. It will also start at 10 o'clock, Municipal Auditorium in Tromsberg in Kaript district. The fourth one will be on the 7th of November 2025. It will also start at 10 o'clock, Matwabeng Sports Center, Senegal in Thabo Mofutshanyana district. The last one will be on the 14th of November 2025 at 10 o'clock. It will be held at Simpson Sifuthi Community Hall in Botshabelo, Mangaung Metro. Submission should be made by the 30th of November 2025. All written submissions must be made before the 30th of November 2025. All these submissions will be considered by at the level of social media. You can make comments that they will be responded to accordingly. We wish to take this opportunity to thank you very much for giving the Free State Legislature audience. We want to confirm that the Free State Legislature is led by the Speaker, Honorable Dukwana. The committee is led by Honorable Klute, who is the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Cooperative Governance and Office of the Premier. We also want to confirm again that this process is undertaken in terms of Section 76 And it is in line with Section 114 that in everything that the Free State Legislature or the provincial parliaments or the parliaments does, members of the public must be engaged. This aligns with the 3 mandates of the provincial legislatures. One, that the legislature have got a mandate to make laws, which is this process that we're undertaking. Secondly, the Free State Legislature must hold members of the executive accountable and answerable. Lastly, the Free State Legislature must ensure that members of the public are involved in its activities, which is this process that we are undertaking. We want to confirm also that this pre-hearing is the first one that we're having online. We've had several pre-hearings in different districts where members of the public were engaged on this bill, so that it is part of the what we call public participation framework, that members of the public must be engaged through pre-hearings, so that at least they have got a full understanding of the bills that we are engaged in as a legislature, the ones that are like this one that we have just presented. Want to take this opportunity to thank you very much, and this process is adjourned. Thank you.